Are you satisfied? Happy? Miserable? Are you looking for love in all the wrong places? It's time for the Michele Hughes Show, where we keep it real. Tune in daily and join our controversial topics as we talk about singles, sex, and men and women's issues. And now, the queen of relationships on the Michele Hughes Show. Always keeping it real. Your host, Michele Hughes.
Well, good evening, everyone. Yes, I'm your host, Michele Hughes. And yes, we have a topic for you tonight. It's going to help you with answering the questions that you all have emailed me. And I want to thank you all for believing in the Michele Hughes Show. And you know, you can always email me at single, sex, and satisfied 365 at gmail.com. Anytime you have a question, you can always email me at single, sex, and satisfied 365 at gmail.com. Well, today is Ask the Queen. Yes, y'all asking me some questions. And, you know, singles, I believe that we many times don't have any place to go when we have questions concerning our life, our lifestyle, who we should date, who we shouldn't date, why should we do what we do in our relationships. And sometimes you just need someone who's going to answer some of your understandings or some of your doubts that you may have. And so that's why we are here, to help you understand that you are not alone. We're here, and hopefully we can help you understand what you're going through and give you some solutions. And those solutions will hopefully make you feel better about yourself, about life. And you always understand that someone's here for you. And so that's what we're here to do. Help you feel like you're not by yourself. Well, your stepping stone. I'm going to read this poem. It says, over the years, and it's called Your Stepping Stone. Over the years, when you suffered a setback and the reasons for it seem unknown, did you ever consider that it was a lesson, and that failures are just a stepping stone? How you respond and what you learn from it shows the world how much you have grown. You climb a bit higher towards the peak of success, making failure a stepping stone. For you, make the choice in the way that you see it. It is your decision alone. You can stall in self-pity or keep moving upward, making failure a stepping stone. So join all the people who've ever succeeded and practice the courage you've shown. Learn from your losses and keep climbing higher, and make failure your stepping stone. Oh, I think that should be, we should just say, hooray, hooray, hooray. Yes, hooray. Yes. Because truly, when we think about life and all the things that you're going to experience as a single, you have to go higher and understand that God is on your side and He hears you. But we have to speak to Him and ask Him the things that we are desiring, so he can take us a little higher in the things that we desire in our life. Well, I can speak from my own experience being single all my life, and I've had relationships, and pretty much, as I've told you in the past, I've had pretty good relationships. But what I have found is that there's always givers in relationships. There's never a relationship, if you want it to grow, where excuse me, where you are depending on one person to make you who you are. And I believe that when we learn how to be givers in our relationship, we'll find that more people will be satisfied and happy in their relationship. But if you're always looking for someone to make you who you are, you're going to find yourself always feeling a sense of loneliness. And so you want to understand that loneliness comes when we put forth an effort to say, I'm never alone because God's with me. And if he before me, who can be against you? And so you have to begin to always understand that you're never by yourself. Why? I want to read something. It says, why joy and peace are a better choice for the single person. Why singles need joy, peace, instead of just happiness. Joy and peace are nice spiritual sounding words, but most of us singles don't realize that they are what we really want out of life. Well, sure, we want a spouse too, and we think that person will bring us those things and more, much more. But the truth is that we've been misled. Our society tries to convince us we want happiness. So we chase happiness in every shape and form, or at least what we've been told will bring us happiness. That may explain why Americans alone owe over $803 billion in credit card debt. So, as a single person, the earlier in life you discover that what really matters, the earlier you'll be able to pursue it, and the more fulfilled you will have in your life. And I know we're all guilty of when we feel sad, or feel maybe sometimes you may not feel you have anyone in your life, okay? And so what do? You go and you spend money to bring forth that happiness, to bring a sense of completeness into your life. You will spend money trying to fulfill, as that quote was saying, some sense of happiness, joy, and peace. Now, if we understand that that peace and that happiness can only come from God, who gives us that peace and that joy from within. But it's always good when we can find fulfillment on the outside. And that's why, as they stated, the credit card debt is so high. Well, so why joy and peace are a better choice? As I mentioned elsewhere on in this conversation, happiness is an emotion that comes and goes. We've been lured into believing that when I have this thing, achieve this goal, or get married, then I'll be happy. Notice a pattern in that statement. In each case, satisfaction depends on circumstances. Everything has to be right before we can enjoy life. Everything rarely runs perfectly in life. And even when it does, it doesn't last long. So depending on the circumstances for our contentment means circumstances control us when things are going well. We're in good spirits. When life is all out of control or messed up, we're like, in the pits. So it took many years to realize that what is going on outside of yourself doesn't necessarily have to affect what's going on the inside of yourself. So you have to begin to do away with all feeling sad, such as when a loved one dies or a relationship ends, and grieving over that. which is natural or which is healthy. We understand that those are things that we're going to face each and every day of our lives. But it comes a point that we have to begin to take this life and give it to the Lord. If you get into your word, that's encouragement. It encourages you to become a better person. And I believe that many singles, we are in a state of sometimes agitation or and we can't imagine that joy and peace can even be possible or can come to us. And so we react with problems with panic, and we feel as if God is punishing us. And so that's no way to live, people. Once you accept the truth that joy and peace it's a preference. It's something that you have to desire. Then you have to get out of the habit of just feeling as if no one's there, no one is ever going to come into my life. So every time you don't get your own way, for most of us singles, that's most of the time. We're not going to get your way about everything in life. So we have to begin to work harder at making things enjoyable in your life, how you feel about yourself. I believe that when we begin to work more on ourselves, then we can make someone else happy. And I keep emphasizing that because I think we spend too much time thinking about other people in the sense of them making us happy when fulfillment comes from within. And the more time you spend with finding out what your talents are, what's some of your giftings, what makes you happy when you are feeling the most happy about life in itself. What are some of the career choices that you've made? I believe that when we begin to channel ourselves and begin to look at those attributes that we have on the inside of us, some of us are good speakers, and maybe we should fulfill maybe a speaking career. Or maybe you enjoy dancing. I met a friend the other day, and I used to do modern dance, and she's still dancing. Matter of fact, she's teaching at one of the universities now. And so we have to begin to fulfill those God talents from within. And when you begin to see the creativeness about yourself, you'll find yourself not looking at other people and envying them, jealous of other people, because you have too much time trying to enter into what makes you happy. And in that, you don't become selfish and self-centered, but what you're doing is you're trying to find that happiness from within. And so when you find that happiness, you'll begin to be able to help other people around you because you feel more fulfilled as an individual. Well, this is the queen. I'm the queen of relationships, and you guys have written me, emailed me. And so I'm going to get into some of the letters that you sent me. I just wanted to give you some encouraging words tonight because I know many times we need to understand that we're not alone. You're never by yourself, even if you don't have anyone in your life. You may not have a female in your life. You may not have a male. And you feel sometimes like you're not complete. But that's why I'm telling you, begin to work on those intricate things inside of yourself. Make yourself feel good about you. So when that person comes into your life, you won't just, feel as if they have to make you happy. You hopefully would have attracted into your life who you are. And when you're fulfilled within yourself, you'll find yourself being more happy, and you will find that you are an instrument to help someone find happiness within themselves by giving to that person who's in your life. You won't always feel as if he has to give to you or she has to give to you. You'll find yourself wanting to give to them also, and that's something I believe we have to work at on a daily basis. That's not something that comes easy for most people. But I believe the more we work at it, the more we'll find fulfillment on the inside. Well, I'm going to go to a break. I'm going to come back and we're going to get to these letters that you're asking the Queen to help you with. So we'll be right back.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back as we deal with more heart-to-heart issues. This is the Queen of Relationships on the Michele Hughes Show, where we keep it real. Stay with us on the Michele Hughes Show.
Do you want to change your life? Unlock the secrets to making positive changes in your life with a free membership at makingpositivechange.com. Take a chance on yourself. Join the Making a Positive Change community today by going to www.makingpositivechange.com or talk to Dr. Bill directly at 239-349-2209.
It's the Michele Hughes Show. We keep it real. We talk about singles, sex, men and women issues. Come join the conversation on the Michele Hughes Show. Are you satisfied, happy, or miserable? Are you looking for love in all the wrong places? Well, tune in daily and join our controversial topics. She is the Queen of Relationships on the Michele Hughes Show. She keeps it real. Don't miss a show with Michele Hughes.
That's right. Stay tuned Monday through Friday. We are here every day at 7:30 to 8 o'clock. Tell a friend about the Michele Hughes Show. You know, we are the Queen of Relationships, and we're here to help you singles have better relationships. And if you need answers, this is the place to come. Well, we're going to get right into our letters tonight that you emailed me. And we're going to start with the first letter, and it says here, Dear Queen, we want to thank you for having your show addressing singles. I have one question. Why do singles have so many problems with their relationships? Kim. Well, Kim, that's a very broad statement, but I believe that the reason why many times singles have problems in their relationship is that they're looking for someone to make them happy. And when you're looking for that individual to make you happy, you're going to find somewhere where you're not going to be fulfilled, because no one can make you happy. You have to find happiness from within. And that's what we were talking about earlier. Once you understand that God came to this world and He gave His only begotten Son, and because of that, He died on the cross, that we are forgiven of our sins. And once we build a relationship with Jesus, He helps us to have a relationship with ourselves, because the Spirit now lives within you, and He helps you each and every day to be a better person. I can speak for that for my own self. And I believe that now that I've gotten older, it's helped me to, the longer I've had a relationship with Christ, it's helped me to understand myself better and to understand other people. And so I believe I'm in a better relationship to a better position to have a relationship with a male. But before, I couldn't always say that because I didn't really want a relationship. So I believe that the reason why sometimes we have problems, sometimes we say we want a relationship, but we're not willing to put the energy that's needed to make a relationship work. Relationships are hard work, even with your family members. You have siblings and parents. Those relationships doesn't come easy. And so anything worth having, you are willing to put the extra work in to make the relationship work. How much time are you giving in your relationship? Do you spend quality time with that individual? And if you're not spending quality time, you can about bet that the relationship is not going to work. It's not going to work because you have to spend some quality time getting to know each other, because you really don't know that person, and he really doesn't know you. And so you have to bring those personalities together so to see if they can blend to work together in a relationship. And those edges that you're going to have some little, jagged edges sometimes. But those are the areas that you have to sit down and compromise and figure out what you can settle and what you will give up, and some things you feel you can't tolerate, some things you will tolerate. So that's what I would tell you, Kim, is that relationships, the reason why sometimes singles have problems is because we're not willing to put the necessary work that it takes in order to have a lasting relationship. I mean, what you need to do, take a little survey. Go to some of your married friends or people in your family maybe and ask them questions. How did they manage to stay married for, talk to someone who's been married at least, 5 years and ask them the questions. How did they manage to stay married as long as they have? And then talk to somebody who's been married 20 and 50 and some people 80 years. And they'll tell you, if they're honest, it wasn't easy. But they were willing to not give up on that individual because they saw the potential in that person. So I believe that when you see the potential in the individual, you're not willing to, run away from that relationship because you know that person has a lot to offer you, and vice versa. So I hope that helped you, Kim. If not, to email me and ask me some more questions so I can come back on and give you the information that you need. Okay. Hi, Michelle. I'm in an interracial relationship. I am a white female and my boyfriend is black. My parents are having a hard time accepting my choice due to his color. How should I deal with them? Thanks, Cheryl. Well, Cheryl, it's never easy, I believe, being in an interracial relationship. I belonged to a church at one point, and it was a lot of interracial marriages. And you'll find in talking to some of them had very good in-laws, and some of them basically had nothing to do with the individual. They didn't want anything else to do with the person once they married outside of their race. And so I've had a neighbor like that, and she told me that her parents basically, when she got with her black boyfriend, that they cut off all ties from her and her children. And so these are the things that you have to realize. You need to listen to your parents, and then you have to begin to say to yourself, how much can you accept? I've dated outside my race myself, and but you have to understand that interracial relationships are not always easy. When you come in the room, immediately people will begin to form their opinion about you. When you walk in the room, I felt that before, so I know what that feels like. And so either they are shining on you for being with someone outside of your race, or either they they bring you in and they accept your decision because they know this is your decision. So that's something that you will have to come to terms with, because at some point you may realize that may not be for you, because if you can't accept all the different things that you're going to face by being in that interracial relationship, you either have to say, I love this person no matter what, and I'm willing to take the whatever I'm going to be faced with, I'm willing to take the challenge because I'm in love with this individual. So that's something that no one can decide that for you. And then you need to sit down and talk to your parents and find out some of the things that they're having challenges with you being with this individual. And you need to talk to them, and you need to find out if what they're saying that you can live with, or if you can't live with it, that, no, I don't want to live without my parents. And you have to just make a decision whether or not you're going to stay in this relationship, and because you know that maybe you might even get married to this person. That's something you have to think about, the future. Do you think you might marry this person? And if you think you're going to marry this person and this person's talking marriage to you, then you have to really sit down and talk to your parents and let them know what you feel your future is going to be with this individual. And if they're not in agreement with you, or they say they're going to basically, you're no longer in the family, that's something you have to deal with. because some people can't deal with being ostracized like that because they love their parents. So that will determine whether or not this person will take precedence over your family, because you are going to leave your mother and father like the Bible says, and you're going to cleave to your mate. And but cleaving doesn't mean that you always have to give up your parents, right? So now you have to realize what you're going to have to do if you end up going into marriage with this individual. Are you willing to become one with this individual and then be cut off from your family? That's a decision you have to make. No one can make that for you. And so you have to decide, does this person really mean that much to me that I'm willing to lose my family over this relationship that I'm in? Many people have made that decision. So that's something that, Cheryl, I would tell you, that if you are already having problems with your parents, that's something you really need to sit down, talk with them individually, and then bring him in if they will allow it. But if they say nope, they don't want to talk to him, then you're going to have to really decide on what is important to you. Is it your love of this person or the isolation that you may be subject to from your parents? I hope, Cheryl, I've helped you in some way to make some just some decisions that you need to think about. Just think about, and things that you're going to have to talk with your mate that you're with, and let him understand what you're up against and what both of you are going to have to live with if you decide to make this a permanent relationship. Well, I want you to email me back, Cheryl, and let me know if I've helped you in some way, or if you need some more information concerning your situation. Well, I have another question, a letter here. It says here, "Hi, Queen. I have been listening to your program. Can you talk more about men who are having problems with women who have to be right about everything? John." Well, John, I mean, that's just, I guess, that's just human nature, okay? I mean, there are always going to be people who will, men who are having problems with women who, you said want to be right about everything. I mean, then that's not the person for you. Point blank. If that person always have to be right, it depends on how much you love them. I mean, if they think they're right about everything, and what you can do is just talk to them and say, "Honey, listen, now I know you're smart, you're intelligent, and all that's good, but you don't have all the answers. You have to be open and just talk to the person. Just ask them to be open, because they're wearing you out with thinking that they're right about everything, and it's bringing some hostility with you, that you're becoming not so joyful with them always wanting to be right about everything. So just talk to the person who you're with and just tell them the areas that you're not happy with. That's what I would do, John. All women are not like that, okay, John? Let me just say that to you. I'm gonna put a little boo, John. Everybody does not think that they're right. All women are not like that, just as well as we know all men are not right. So, John, you're going to have to clear up your cobwebs in your head thinking that all women are like this, think they're right about everything. But, John, I hope I've helped you in some way to understand that you need to sit down and talk to that person, and then email me back and let me know if I helped you. Okay, John? Hi, Michelle. I am living with my boyfriend, and I am tired of him. How can I get him to leave without a big fight? Well, Cheryl, I mean, I don't know if you're living with him. I don't know if you've bought things together. That's something that you are going to have to sit down, write some things down, write him a letter, let him know maybe if you can't talk to him so you can avoid the fight, maybe write him a letter and let him know that you're not happy with certain things, and that you're ready to end the relationship, and see how that works. That's what I would tell you. Email me and let me know if I've helped you, because that's what I would tell you. Write some things down, write him a letter and let him know that what you plan to do, that you're ready to end the relationship. And it's that plain and simple. When you are ready to end a relationship, no one can make you stay there. So I hope I've helped you in some way, okay? So I want you to email me and let me know, Cheryl, if I've helped you. I got one more before we close. Hi, Queen. I want you to know that I am enjoying your show, Terry. Well, Terry, I want to thank you for writing me and letting us know that you are really enjoying the broadcast. That's what we're here to do. We're here to bring some enjoyment and some answers to our single people. Well, you know what we do here? We keep it real.
Thanks for tuning in to the Michele Hughes Show. Join us daily for more hot topics with the Queen of Relationships. Always keeping it real. See you tomorrow on the Michele Hughes Show.